Hello, my name is John Bechtel, currently the Assistant Director of the Design and Construction Division at Penn State University's Office of Physical Plant, and I'm passionate about improving the built environment. On behalf of Pennsylvania's DEP, DCNR, Green Gov Council, and the Pennsylvania State University, we welcome you to video number 4, Integrated Project Design. This is part of the Sustainable Buildings video series. We believe that when designing and constructing a high-performance green building, it requires a more integrative approach during the design phase of the project. As a result of this more collaborative approach and a full integration of building systems, you will maximize the reduction of the environmental impacts of buildings. The more traditional siloed approach to design creates waste in the design process and does not maximize value for the owner. A cycle of redesign, value engineering, and budget and schedule challenges can reduce innovation and integration opportunities, sometimes the result of the more traditional approach. In this video, we will cover the following topics. First, we will discuss the importance of establishing written sustainability goals for a project. We will then explore the why behind a more integrated approach. We will compare the traditional approach versus the integrated design process as a way to define this concept. This will be followed by an implementation practice called Target Value Delivery to share an example of how you can move towards a more integrated approach. A couple additional bonus concepts and lean practices that can be applied during the design phase to enhance the collaboration of the project team will also be covered. And of course, we will summarize the key takeaways at the end of the video. Are you ready? Let's go. Day one of design, or early during project concept development, it is critical to establish written project sustainability goals. The goals established by the owner and project team will drive the design team towards project-specific sustainability goals and ensure the team is working collaboratively towards those concepts that are important to the owner. These goals shall be included as part of the owner project requirements document mentioned in video number 1 of this series. Project sustainability goals could include any of the following. Will the project be certified under any specific sustainability framework? LEED, Green Globes, Passive House, Living Building Challenge, or the WELL Building Standard? Any specific energy performance requirements? Is there a water use reduction target that is important to the owner? Indoor air quality importance? Does the project want to include an educational component for the users? These are just some examples of goal discussions. An example of written sustainability goals for a recent project at Penn State is shown here. A sustainability group or cluster, as we call it, can be formed early in the project to ensure these are established and tracked during the design and construction. At the start of your next project, pull together team members that are passionate about sustainability and develop written goals. This will be a great start to guiding the integrative design process. Why do high-performing buildings require a more integrative approach to design? I think number 1, building systems are more complicated and complex. The design of one system may rely on the performance and chosen details of another system. Number 2, the constructability of the chosen design is critical to the final quality and performance of the project and building system. Builder input is thus important and necessary. Number 3, achieving early budget predictability will reduce the possibility of sustainable features being cut from the project. Achieving this cost certainty requires integration of the team. Number 4, better coordination of systems, processes, and people will reduce waste on the project and save the owner money and time. Application of virtual design, cross-discipline innovation, and a target value approach will keep the team focused. And finally, to produce better value for the end user, innovative and creative teams are required. An integrated approach will provide the space for this collaborative effort. For all of these reasons, we must continue to re-engineer and redefine the design process, finding ways to be more efficient, save energy, and reduce waste in the processes and building system performance. Establishing a collaborative project culture will contribute to a project's ability to achieve better outcomes. And having the right people at the table at the right time will enable a team to achieve the project's sustainability goals. For all of these reasons, it is also critically important to select both design and construction team members with previous experience and expertise in building sustainability. Specific criteria should be included in the selection process for the designer, consultants, and the builder. On large capital projects, hiring a sustainability consultant or expert should be considered if high performance is considered a condition of satisfaction for the project. Let's tackle the definition of an integrated design process. Just to highlight some key concepts, the Green Building Alliance definition is shown here. Collaborative and holistic approach, you see all factors and goals, synergy among the different disciplines, iterative cycles, all participants, more innovative, high performance outcomes. I really like this definition and just wanted to highlight this definition for you all. This is a good start to a comparison of the traditional approach to a more integrated approach. The traditional approach to design could be described as follows. Number one, involving members of the expanded team only when necessary. Less time and energy focused on collaboration in the early stages of design. Majority of decisions made by limited stakeholders. A linear process is followed. Schematic design issued, estimate produced, value engineering explored, repeat. System thinking, siloed and isolated by discipline. A reduced search for synergies and innovations across building systems. Strong emphasis on initial costs. Design process ends at construction. There is not a continuing search for better value. Okay, I now have a headache. Let's try to fix that. A more integrated project design process can look like this. Inclusion of all stakeholders from the beginning. Day one of design, time and energy focused on goal definition, conditions of satisfaction, and collaboration at the very beginning of the project. Decision-making influenced by a large team, input across all disciplines. Iterative design process focused on life cycle analysis, innovation, and system integration. Comprehensive energy modeling and virtual technology applications to enhance collaboration. An increased search for innovations to reduce waste and increase building performance. Ongoing search for integration does not stop after design, continues throughout the construction and use of facility. Okay, I think my headache is now gone. This integrated approach, as outlined, is essential in producing a successful, sustainable, high-performing green building. One practice you can utilize on a project to promote a more integrated design approach is Target Value Delivery, TVD, as promoted by the Lean Construction Institute, LCI. TVD is a disciplined management practice to be used throughout the project to assure the facility meets the operational needs and values of the users, is delivered within the allowable budget, and promotes innovation throughout the process to increase value and eliminate waste. For the purpose of this video, I will highlight some of the key TVD concepts as I share an example of TVD application on a project at Penn State. If you would like to learn more, please reference the LCI publication titled Target Value Delivery, listed at the end of this video. TVD establishes a project governance structure to ensure team integration and timely decision-making. As you see in this project organization visual, TVD establishes an SMT, called the Senior Management Team, PMT, Project Management Team, a core team, and discipline clusters, with each cluster being assigned a target cost value. You also see support clusters to help drive concepts that are important to that particular project. For this project, we established support clusters for sustainability and academic engagement, both critical to project success. The sustainability cluster was important to establishing the sustainability goals for the project, as mentioned earlier in this video, and is responsible for project sustainability success in design and construction. The cluster discipline teams included members from Penn State's Office of Physical Plant, the design team, the construction manager, end users, operations, and other consultants as assigned. This created the integration opportunities previously discussed. Cross-collaboration of the cluster work groups occurred during frequent report outs to the entire design and construction team during all phases of design. A visual of the meeting cadence and structure is shown here. In order to apply this concept, education and training is required for the project team if they have not experienced this more integrative approach. We believe that through the application of a more thoughtful approach to the design phase, through the governance, organization, and collaboration and decision-making, you will begin to see better outcomes on your projects. The TBD approach is one way to introduce a more integrative design process to your organization and project. In the last section of this video, I will share some additional or bonus lean practices that support a more integrated approach to project design. 2 practices will be defined and advice on implementation provided. The first practice, the big room. This is simply a physical space, could be virtual, but better in person, where multidisciplinary specialists can meet to share incomplete information, collaborate, and maintain a visual workspace. Establishing a consistent big room during design will enhance the collaboration and improve communication across all team members. Some quick advice on the implementation of a big room. Plan ahead. Is it possible to find a space for a design stage big room that can be used consistently throughout the project? It is important to get everyone under one roof as much as possible. Establish some big room rules for better collaboration and communication. Make sure you have the right technology. Technology is important. And give it a try. Pilot it on your next project. It does work. The next bonus lean practice. In addition to the sustainability project goals, as discussed earlier in this video, establishing overall project conditions of satisfaction, COS, is just as important. Conditions of satisfaction is an explicit description by the project team of all the actual requirements that must be satisfied in order to feel that they executed exactly what was wanted by the owner. Some advice on implementation and creating conditions of satisfaction. Create them early, prior to AE selection if possible, in addition to the OPR, the owner project requirements, mentioned earlier in the video series. Refine the COS along the way. Designer onboarding, builder onboarding, make the time to revisit the conditions of satisfaction. Also, don't forget about the users and operations. Make sure that they have input on the conditions of satisfaction. And ensure that the conditions of satisfaction are part of all decision-making on the project. Define them, establish key performance indicators to track against the conditions of satisfaction at different project milestones. Monthly and quarterly team health. Only 1 hour is required. Always use that as a check-in for team building and also a check-in on the conditions of satisfaction. I hope these bonus lean tactics that I described, conditions of satisfaction and the big room, are very helpful to your next project. I hope you are now ready to get rid of some of your project headaches and establish a more integrative approach to project design. Some of the key takeaways of this video number 4 titled Integrated Project Design are: number 1, day 1, develop written project sustainability goals. Number 2, building systems are more complicated and complex. You need more time to innovate and collaborate. Very important. Iterative design process focused on life cycle analysis, innovation, and system integration, critical to meeting sustainability goals. Target value delivery is an important approach to implement a more integrative design process. And finally, establish a design stage big room to assist in better communication and collaboration. It was great to spend some time with you all, and good luck. Start your journey towards integrated project design and get rid of your project headaches. Thank you.